Hi, I'm D-Sham. I just want to let you know you're going to watch an amazing video. I would call it part 2 of working extremely high, but extremely safe. Right now we're taking a break. I just wanted to give you a little view before the action. You'll catch the action. I'll take you from the walk-up all the way through the process. Me and my crew are on the break right now. There's Daniel, there's Dooney, and there's Nate. We're all working right now. We're chilling. We're in the back of the truck. And since I do most of the video from the camera, the GoPro being on top of my head, I will not be interviewing personally. But I wanted you to see what it's like to work high, but to work safe. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Good morning. This is D-Sham. So, a lot of people, they don't believe that I work in dangerous situations and super hot. So I thought I'd do another video, sort of like the one before, but I'm gonna call this one Chapter 2. Let me give you an idea of what I do for a living right now. Hey, Alex. So these are the kind of conditions that I work through. And those are some of the guys that are doing the work. Now, most people, when they've done this job for a couple years, we keep them about 6 or 8 feet off the ground. But when you've done this as long as I've done this, you have the experience and the certification, then you do a little bit more than the average guy. So this is Nader. Nader, adjust my camera. Am I looking straight at you? Yeah. All right, good. How you doing? All right, we got Dunieski, my brother from Cuba. Hey. My Cubano brother. We got Big Daniel. How you doing? Good. And as you see, you're gonna take the butt joints. All right, good. Let's see what they got going on. So now, when me and Nader said before that we're going all the way up, I want you to believe me. So I've already done some of the high stuff. So right now, give you an idea. This is called an articulating boom lift. So you have to be certified to do one of these. And I guess it takes a number of years to get over the fear of being up super high. So first I'm gonna start it up. I always keep it on turtle mode, because turtle mode is even fast enough for me. Thank you, Dooney. And then I hope my connection is good. I'll have to check it in a minute. So, I've already done some of the higher areas. I don't know if you can hear me. I'll know when I get ready to edit this. I'm giving you an idea of what I do. In construction, we always block off the streets where we're working because people can hit us. So it's always kind of dangerous. There's the bottom. I'm going all the way up. I've already screwed those in, but I'll come back later and I'll take them. So I don't know how much. Although this is pretty high, I feel more comfortable. Later! Lentes! I had to tell them, these guys, they get to work without their safety glasses. And because I'm up high, I could drop a screw. And if you're not being safe and I drop a screw from 40 feet in the air, then it goes in your eye, it picks up weight, and you can lose your eye. So, although he understands English, I said it in Spanish, just so there wouldn't be no confusion. Now, I'm not saying I'm bilingual, but I know construction Spanish because of the trade I'm in. Hispanics or Mexicans are the hardest working people in the game besides me. But then again, they don't make too many of them like me. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just letting you know I'm a dinosaur, so to speak, in the trade of construction. So most people have retired and moved on to something a little more cushy in the office. Not saying that I haven't done that, but right now I'm kind of prehistoric, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I call it old school, or I call myself old school, and I'm okay with that. There's no problem being a little bit old school. Push myself in. We have so many controls on this. As you look, everything on this control does a little something different. So you need the experience of about 20 feet, so you learn how to do one of these before you go 40 feet. So that way you know, and each articulating boom lift is different. They all have a little bit different things. Some of them do different jobs for, let's say, painters. I'm a building insulator, so I need this type of lift for this type of product. And hopefully I'll walk you through. I've already cut these on the ground. I had some pieces I had to cut. There should be a gap. Later I'll come back and tape the gaps. So that's what it's supposed to be, just in case you see a gap and you're like, why is there a gap? That's the goal. You don't put a gap, one piece won't fit the other. All right, so I'm gonna push myself out just a little bit. Give myself a little bit of height. And I'm gonna tilt myself just a little forward. A little bit more height. Till I get the right thing. Now we had did this project prior, a different type of material, but we had to redo it. This is my lanyard and harness. It's operated articulating boom. You must always have that. That's a part of the safety. It's on that. They don't allow you, the city or state safety inspectors like OSHA won't allow you to operate this without one. They've been known to throw people out of the cage if they jerk. If you don't know what you're doing, these booms have a tendency to jerk around. So if they jerk on you, it could throw you out if you're not harnessed down. So what I do is I'll put the harness on. So if it jerks and jumps up and down, at least it won't throw me out of the cage. I'll still be in the cage. So there's that gap. I cut it with a gap in mind. Is that all the seams, maybe I shouldn't say gap, all the seams, they eventually get taped. I hear my alarm going off in my pocket. Most of the time we get so busy working, we forget to take a break. Literally. I'm not just saying that because I love working. I'm just saying you could be so involved in your job doing what you do, you forget to take a break. That screw is too big, so I just put a cup up to hold it, and then I'll put the balance in to finish it. There's a screw, there's a washer. All our safety stuff is called PPE, personal protective equipment. I wear gloves, the mask. So, and all those little gashes that you see in the board, that's during when we transport it from the warehouse to the truck and then take it off the truck to the job site. But what we do is we'll take that. So just to let you know. Pieces are, because I'm going into metal, I have a self-tapping screw, which means the self-tapping screw, it bores a hole first before it penetrates. Not like a wood screw, it doesn't have a tip. It'll bore the hole first, and then after the hole is created in the metal, then it'll begin to attach. So that's why it spins well. That's what a self-tapping looks. See the top of that? That's going to create the hole for the threads. A wood screw doesn't have that, because a wood screw has a tip and a point. So as soon as you put it on the wood, it goes right in. But metal's a little different. We have to create the hole first. So we create the hole first, and after it creates a hole, I penetrate it. So I'm gonna do this cut. Hey, we're about to take a break. Hey, Dooney. Yeah, do the bottom first and then do the top. That way you find the screw. There you go, baby. So I make sure, the reason I didn't put this piece on, this piece has to be cut. We always cut it prior to. Now the reason this piece is cut, because every piece of insulation, you can't see this from the inside. Maybe I'll give you an inside view. But every piece of insulation must have a screw in it. So if I put another piece here, it won't have a screw. So it'll make the board weak. This is the process. So we do this similar to drywall. So we make sure we'll hit every stud. Make sure my level's within the bubble. Pull it back a little bit. You see the bubble? See the level? And then I'll cut it straight. Now, if I was cutting on the ground, it'd be a little bit easier. But I'm cutting over this little, whatever this thing is here. So, and instead of me putting the screw in now, I'll wait till I get the adjoining piece. And then I'll put the screw. So that I'm not fighting with it. Sometimes it can be a little cumbersome, but you know, if anybody could do it, if everybody could do it, they wouldn't need me. So the only reason they need me because everybody can't do it. Because this bone does so many different things, over time you learn. And that's the jump that I'm talking about. That's okay, I'm used to it. Sometimes you can have more than one person on this lift, depending on what you do. If I'm working on the ceiling, but I'm not working on the ceiling, I'm working on walls. And with this application, and with the material, and everything else, there's really not enough room for another person. So, for safety, just have one person on there. If I cut that right, there should be a gap. What do you say? I'll cut it right. So I measured it prior, took it down, and I cut it. It's easier to cut off the ground and try to cut suspended in the air. That makes it more dangerous. And if you're shaking, your cut won't be straight. It'll be crooked. So everything we try to do safely. Everything. In construction, a lot of people get hurt. Mainly slips, trips, and falls. And you don't want to fall from 30, 40 feet in the air. You don't want to fall from 6 feet. OSHA says you can die from a 6-foot fall. So anything above 6 feet requires fall protection. Whether it's guardrails or whether it's a harness like I'm wearing. This is a fall protection harness. They have fall arrest, which stops you, and then fall protection, which catches you in case you fall. I don't have that on because that's a different setup. And again, I don't practice falling, but if I do, the rain gutter division, they have fall arrest and fall protection. So they have a system with like a lanyard, a harness, and it has a retractable harness on it. So if they fall off the building, which we hope they don't, it'll retract and then snap, so it doesn't break their back, but it'll prevent them from hitting the ground. So they work off the side of buildings, our rain gutter division. And so they deal with heights all the time. So they require a lot of training. And the same thing with us. They don't put a guy up on a 2-story ladder until he gets enough experience, and I would say the legs under you, to work high. So now, those 2 pieces that I put together, I'll just put a seam piece so that it doesn't buckle out. So that's what we're working with right now. Now this is a little different, so I'm reaching over. And so, I got one more screw. I'm about to take a break, or I'm going to take a break. As you see, that piece hasn't been cut. So when I cut that, I'll probably bring up a full piece and I'll notch it out so that I don't throw off my pattern. And hopefully that thing will go pretty smooth. Not sure, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Sometimes you get used to taking shortcuts when you speak, but when I'm recording this, if I articulate my words, I won't have to do so much editing, because I will edit if I say something that cannot be understood. I'm just going to measure this right now for giggles. Eventually I'm going to have to come back and cut these pieces. So I'll leave a little gap. So I'm going to go 29 and a half. Make sure they're all the same. Yeah, that'll work. 29 and a half by, what would you think? I'm going to go 17 and 3/4. 29 and a half by 17 and 3/4. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you go. I'll be doing this all day. I'm trying to swing my boom around without hitting anything. As you see, there's cars down there. And you can look up, and there's the freeway over there. So get you an idea of what I'm doing, how high I am. So now I'm coming down. So it's about 30 feet, because these are 10-foot high floors. 1, 2, and then another floor at the top. Thank you very much for watching. I want to send a shout out to Tall Guy Reviews, Mr. Organic. Man, I couldn't make it to your meet and greet in Los Angeles. I'm in San Diego, California. But God willing, I'm going to be able to support you brothers and get out there, hopefully in June. Not sure if I will, but that's the goal. I'm going to try to make that thing happen. You guys are very inspirational, both of you. Just knowing from where you come from, I think you share a little experience in coming from nothing and trying to make things happen, make them do what they do. So that'll be all for this video. I'm gonna angle myself. I'm going to cut this off. This is my screw gun. As you can see, instead of me taking this harness off, this harness is really cumbersome. So I'm gonna leave it on my body. And I'm just gonna attach the movable piece to me. Just climbing in and out is it's like not fun. So, all right. This is what they've done. See how they left the seams? And they taped. Looks good. Excellent. Corners taped, everything is taped. Excellent. That's why even if you mess up on a cut with little tape, it'll be done. We call tape our friend. All right. About that time for some comida, my friend.
I'm hungry.
Huh?
Hungry.
Yeah, let's do this. She's okay.
He's okay.
We're native though. We want to look for
Let me go in the restaurant.
it.